Quiet Genius Bob Paisley, British football's greatest manager by Ian Herbert Bloomsbury Sport. BloomsburyBob Paisley was the quiet man in the flat cap who swept all domestic and European opposition aside and produced arguably the greatest club team that Britain has ever known. Based on in-depth interviews with Paisley's family and many of the players whom he led to an extraordinary Hall of Honours between 1974 and 1983, Quiet Genius is the first biography to examine in-depth the secrets of Paisley's success. 3 decades on from his death, it is a football story that demands to be told. The Greatest Comeback From Genocide to Football Glory by David Bolchover. Biteback publishing. Before Pep Guardiola and before Jose Mourinho, there was Bela Guttmann, the first superstar football coach and the man who paved the way for the celebrated coaches of the modern age. More extraordinarily still, Guttmann was a Holocaust survivor. By 1961, as coach of Benfica, he had lifted one of football's greatest prizes, the European Cup, a feat he repeated the following year. Rising from the death pits of Europe to become its champion in just over 16 years, Guttmann performed the single greatest comeback in football history. All A Life by Jonathan Ives. Simon Schuster. When the frail, trembling figure of Muhammad Ali lit the Olympic flame in Atlanta in 1996, a TV audience of up to 3 billion people was once again gripped by the story of the world's most famous sporting icon. Based on more than 500 interviews with those who knew him best, All A Life tells a very personal story of a warrior who vanquished every opponent but was finally brought down by his own stubborn refusal to quit. Swell Water biography by Jenny Landreth. Bloomsbury Sport. Bloomsbury. In the 19th century, swimming was exclusively the domain of men. Access to pools was a luxury limited by class, and even into the 20th century women could be arrested and fined if they dared dive into a lake. Part social history, part memoir, Swell uncovers a world of secret swimming in the face of these exclusions and shines a light on the swimming suffragettes. Tom Simpson. Bert on the Wire by Andy McGrath. Rafa editions. 50 years after he conquered the continental sporting scene, cycling icon Tom Simpson still captivates people around the world. After his dramatic death on Mont Ventoux during the 1967 Tour de France, amphetamines and alcohol were found in his system, a fact that often dwarfs his pioneering achievements. Guided by rare photography of Simpson, Tom Simpson. Bert on the Wire explores the Britain's feats and complexities through untold stories from those closest to him. Centaur by Declan Murphy and Ami Rao. Doubleday trans the world natural on a horse since he could walk, and imbued with a pure love of riding, Declan Murphy became one of the most brilliant jockeys of his generation before his world came crashing down at I am in at the final hurdle of a race at Haydock Park. His skull shattered in 12 places, he was believed to be dead, the last rites were read, and the Racing Post prepared his obituary. Miraculously, and the word is not used lightly, he survived and defied medical thinking and recovering to the extent that 18 months after his fall, he was able to saddle up for one more race. As usual, he won. Centaur is a collaboration with Ami Rao, who has helped him find the words to piece together what happened before, during, and after, what it all meant, and what it means to us all. It is the story of hope and of life. Breaking ground. Art, archaeology, and mythology. Edited by Neville Gaby, Alan Ward and Jason Wood. Access Project. SWAT started with a world first. The archaeological excavation of a goalpost hole ended with a trowel as an exhibit in the National Football Museum. In 2013, the Park Avenue football ground, a long-forgotten time capsule of Bradford's social history, began to be unearthed by archaeologist Jason Wood and artist Neville Gaby. Breaking Ground uncovers and reveres the archaeology, art, and mythology of Bradford Park Avenue Football Club. Information provided by William Hill.